Welcome back to the IHSN Roundtable. We are live at El Rey. We are just 30 minutes in. Rick Keaton just getting started. So much more to come. And we're going to talk a lot more football tonight. But first, we're going to switch over to soccer. And we've got, from the Oneida Lady Indians, we've got seniors Claire Burress and Kenlee Duncan here. You guys are the last of the seniors, with the exception of one. We still got one more to get to. But we talked to Alexia Jones. We talked to Cameron Kennedy. We've talked to Aaliyah Douglas. So you guys have got a tough road to follow. Okay, so I just want to, not that I'm challenging you, or I'm just saying, okay. So, guys, I'm gonna ask you, first of all, you guys are coming off of a big 7-0 win over Rockwood last week. It was a big week overall. You got another win, 2-1 over Sevier County. But the Rockwood, and the importance of that win is that now you have secured that home playoff game going into the district tournament, and that's big. So I'll let you, let's start with you, Kenlee. The importance of that win over Rockwood, and let me just ask you now, are you guys hitting your stride as you get into the home stretch of this season?
I think the win over Rockwood just gave us the boost to want to play Cumberland Gap again and just be ready for the district.
And now with the importance of this win, if you win that first game in the district tournament, you're going to the region. So, and you're getting that opportunity to play Cumberland Gap again. So having this game at home, and I think Oneida is clearly one of the top two teams in the district anyway. I don't think anybody would doubt that. But now you just got a much clearer path to get there. So who are you going to be playing most likely in that semifinal game?
We'll most likely be playing Rockwood again.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So having already beaten them on the road 7-0, you got to be confident making them come up to your place in an elimination game.
Yeah.
Okay. So Claire, you have been injured for the biggest part. Well, I don't know about the biggest part, but you spent a couple of weeks. Yeah, you spent a couple of weeks injured. I think you're back. I think you scored 3 goals in the last week and a half since you came back. So I think it's safe to say that you are back and you're 100%. But you tell us, how is the leg and how do you feel going forward?
Yeah, it's been really hard being out for such a long period of time, but my teammates really helped me with all the assists and everything and just helping me get back up to my normal level of play.
Ben, before you move on, let's talk about the rest of the team injury-wise and how healthy the rest of the team is right now.
Well, we still got Emma out with her knee injury, and Presley is back from her concussion, so we're almost at full strength now.
Right.
And I think, who else was out? I think that might be it.
I think that was it.
Okay. So, Claire, you started your high school career in the goal, and you're probably, obviously you're a very good, very capable goalkeeper. But I know that you would probably rather play in the field. So you moved from goal to midfield, and now you've moved up front. Now, Coach Phil Newport has said he would like to pull you back to midfield again, but he needs you up front. So you've kind of played everywhere. What's your favorite position to play?
Yeah, I think during the Anderson County game I think I played 7 different positions that game. But I like playing forward, but probably winger is my favorite because I like serving the ball.
And Kenlee, you've been at defense pretty much your entire career, at least at the high school level. Is that correct?
Yes.
So is that did you kind of find your home there early, and that's where that you fit in?
Yeah. Sophomore year, I started off at wing mid, but then I got moved back to the fullback my junior year, and I've stayed there ever since.
Let's talk about, if we can, and I don't think we've mentioned that on air, what Coach Newport plays. Does he play the 3-3-4? Does he play a 4-3-3?
I think right now we're playing a 5-3-3.
5-3-3.
But it also could be considered a 3-2-3-3 or 3-2-3-2 instead.
You guys mentioned Cumberland Gap. You've already played Cumberland Gap once. Really close game. You came from behind. Looked like that game might go to overtime, and then they had a penalty call late in the game, and they score on a PK in the final, I think, 3 minutes of that game. First of all, and I think I asked this last week to Cameron and Aaliyah, was it really a penalty?
I wouldn't really consider it one, but that's the official's call. So.
Oh, come on now. That's not right. You got go take a stand.
Yeah.
Because I promise you, the rest of us at this table, we let the officials have it every now and then. So Rick more than me, but you know.
Go research this, girls. It's spatial awareness. One of these times, Ben's going to let me explain spatial awareness on the air here, on the air during a ball game, and I'll fill everybody's ears up with spatial awareness and how that plays into being an official during a sporting contest.
So I'm not going to ask you to look forward, but I guess I am. I am going to ask you to look past, some of the games you've got upcoming. Obviously, you've got to win. to get back to Cumberland Gap again. I mean, if you mess up and you get beat and you get upset, then your season's over. Can't have that happening. But let's just assume for a minute Phil Newport doesn't like this, but Phil Newport's not here, so he can't stop me from asking this. What does it take to beat Cumberland Gap the second time around?
I think we just have to like work together like as a whole.
Defensively, we probably need to stay strong. Allie Ramsey, one of the best forwards in the state. I think she's the leading scorer in the state right now, and she's really dangerous up front. And Allie Smith has done a really good job of silencing her during the game, and we're really proud of her for that.
So would you say that their most valuable player is Ramsey in the front, or their really strong sweeper in the back, who, by the way, is just a junior?
Yeah, I would probably say Allie is more dangerous up front. Alana in the back, she's strong, but I feel like she's very beatable. It's just the mental part of getting past her, but she's very beatable.
Okay, so let's step away from talking about this season specifically and talk about you guys as soccer players. Both of you guys play, not only do you play high school soccer, but Claire, you play club soccer outside of the season, and Kenlee, you play ASO soccer as well. So both of you guys are playing soccer pretty much year-round. So what do you say to younger players that are maybe middle school players right now, or even out on the ASO fields on Saturdays that are just getting started playing, about the sacrifice that it takes to be starters on one of the best soccer teams in the state to get to this level?
It does take a lot of hard work, a lot of early Saturday mornings, late night trainings, but it's all worth it in the end, I feel like.
What do you want to add to that?
I agree with what she said.
Okay, so I know that we had Phil Newport on a couple of weeks ago, and he talked about the fact that he had several players that aspire to play at the next level. I talked to Aaliyah Douglas and Cameron Kennedy about this last week, and Aaliyah said that she would like to play maybe at ETSU or Chattanooga or somewhere like that. And I think Cameron said that maybe this is it for her at the end of high school. So I'm going to ask you guys, just because I know, Claire, you want to play at that next level, and I even see it on your shirt, maybe a little bit of selling yourself to your favorite school there a little bit?
Just a little bit.
Okay, so we'll start with you. Talk about the opportunity to get to play at the next level.
Yeah, college soccer is definitely a huge commitment. It is a job, and you have to treat it as such. It's a lot of hard work, a lot of putting your body on the line. And I've been to a few camps. I've had a few conversations with coaches, but I'm not really sure where I want to go yet, or really where I want to.
And so I asked Aaliyah this last week because I don't know how the college recruiting game works. I know how football and basketball works, but maybe soccer is a little bit different. Have you had offers? How does that work out?
Well, it's really hard to get a roster spot right now with the transfer portal and all the COVID seniors and all of the graduates. It's just really hard to get a roster spot right now. And coaches are recruiting a lot later than they usually have in past years. So I feel like it's a learning curve for everyone right now, and it's really hard to.
Let's talk about that for just a minute, because that is something that, while the extra year of eligibility because of COVID, it helped out a lot of college students that missed that year. And so they get the year that they would not have had. But for you guys that are in high school and you're looking to take that next step, it really did put you guys behind the eight ball.
Yeah, it's really hard right now to find a roster spot.
And so for people that might not be as familiar with what's going on in that regard, what is the obstacle that you're facing against all these fifth-year and sixth-year seniors?
They've just got so much more experience and really athleticism on us, because we're just high school kids right now. But I feel like coaches are looking at our potential. But in past years, by June, they would have their next roster set for the class of 23 would be set by June. But right now, I'm still trying to get recruited in September, and I know this coach I'm talking to, he's signed someone in January of last year. So it's all just a big mess,
And
as they talk about.
sometimes are they looking at the portal before they start passing out scholarships to what would be incoming
yes,
freshmen?
definitely a lot of transfers coming in from everywhere.
And so, Kenlee, we'll ask you the same question, because you're a very good soccer player too. Are you looking at the possibility of moving on, or is this kind of going to be the end of the road for you?
I think I'm going to quit after high school. It's just time to move on to something else.
And I said to Cameron Kennedy last week, so many kids that are high school kids looking to move on don't understand what a commitment it is. Claire touched on that. It is a huge job. I think all of us, we watch college sports. We watch Tennessee, Florida play on Saturday, and we think it's kind of glamorous and all that. Even at that level, it's not that glamorous, but especially when you get down to Division II, Division III, it is a huge job. So I guess what I'm saying is I don't blame you for not wanting to, but certainly wish you the best of luck and as you look to move on to the next level. Okay, so coming up remind me real quick, do you guys have a game tomorrow?
Yes.
At
William Blunt.
Okay, at William Blunt. I know nothing about William Blunt. Is that a good team?
We played them in the preseason, and I think we won pretty comfortably. I don't remember the exact score. I think maybe 4-0, but they'll still be a tough team to beat.
So what you're saying is they may be able to play football in Blount County, but they can't play soccer, right?
I actually
no.
think it's in Maryville.
No,
That was
she's getting it right. She's getting Maryville and Alcoa, the other two teams in Blount County, William Blunt and Heritage. They don't get a whole lot of,
I was
players.
being facetious because you guys have run into Alcoa so many times in that
Yes.
sub-state game, and there's a pretty good chance that if you can get to sub-state this year, you're gonna run into them again.
pretty good chance.
Okay, so tomorrow night you play William Blunt. Then Thursday you've got your final home game of the season. It's senior night. You guys and the other seniors will be recognized before the game, and it's against Scott High. So this is going to be the most attended game of the year. It always is. So much interest in this game. How do you guys approach it as players? Do you approach it as it's just another game, or do you want to give it a little bit extra because you want to beat Scott High?
It's definitely an important game. There's definitely a rivalry there, but we love all those girls, and we just want to play a good game.
You want to add anything to that? All right. So that's something I've asked every other senior from Oneida who has come on here, and I'm going to ask you this question, Kenlee. When this thing wraps up, because in another month it's going to be done one way or another. So when it wraps up and you're able to look back, and you can look back and you can say, I'm completely satisfied with the way that this season went, what will you guys have accomplished for you to be able to say that?
I think it would definitely be awesome if we could go to state, just because we've been so close for the past 3 years. I think if we made it that far, that it would be good.
All right. Claire Burress, Kenlee Duncan, thank you guys for coming on. Good luck the rest of the way tomorrow night, Thursday night, and the rest of the season. All right, we'll take another break, and when we come back, we're going to switch gears and talk Scott High soccer right after this.